KWT slaying.
What if the truth was never lost, only buried? For centuries, historians, scholars, and even colonial records have confirmed what many tried to silence. The original Israelites were a black people scattered across continents but never erased. Their skin was dark, their customs ancient, and their covenant with Yah eternal. This journey uncovers how the Spanish and Portuguese Jews, described as dark-skinned, Semitic, shared one bloodline. Chased by the Inquisition, many fled to Portugal, then beyond, preserving their heritage across borders. But the story doesn't end in Iberia. Across from West Africa, black Jews built synagogues, kept Torah, and passed down the laws of Moses. The Limba in southern Africa, the Igbo in Nigeria, the Beta Israel in Ethiopia, tribes across the continent boldly declare, "We are the children of Israel." These aren't isolated claims. These are voices rising from the dust, connected by oral histories, Torah traditions, and the unbroken rhythm of their identity. No such legacy exists among European Jews. No centuries of tribal witness, no matching traditions, no trace of ancient covenant keeping. Maps, art, and archaeology tell the same story. The Israelites were scattered, enslaved, and displaced, but never lost. The world always knew who they were. Their presence was visible, their customs alive, their story intact. This book doesn't speculate. It confirms the Israelites were black, bound by blood, culture, and covenant to the Most High. This is not just history, it's restoration. The truth was never destroyed, only buried beneath centuries of deception. Get your copy of They Always Knew We Were Israelites today, available now on Amazon.com.
Salama family, salama, how y'all doing today? Hope you're blessed and highly favored. So before we get started, give me one if I sound okay, two if not. So one of the things I want to let you all know is that if for some reason the stream goes down or, it's blocked or goes black or whatever, I'm streaming over on Rumble as well. So you could go over there, right? If it happens. I don't know if it's going to happen, but it could. When we look at the things that are happening, and like I've said in the past, it is the accumulation of things, right? It's the birth pains that increase with intensity, right? To the birth of the child. It's also the pieces of the puzzle that's put together to bring the image into view. And so what I'm going to talk about today is going to tie back to something that happened. Well, I'll get there. But understand this. According to some statistics, 15 to 17 million people around the world have been deleted because of the lollipop. 60 to 90 million people around the world or injured because of the lollipop. 600 to 900 million people have some kind of negative side effect or whatever you want to call it from eating a lollipop. All of these things are judgments. And, you know, when you see these souls under the altar in the book of Revelation, they ask the Most High, how long till you avenge our blood? Isn't it interesting? I mean, that phrase, how long until you avenge our blood? Is it based upon what happened over the last 5 years? Is that not an interesting thing to say? You know, how long until you avenge our blood? I mean, usually we take it, yeah, because it was shed, right? But eating a lollipop, it brings a different view to that, right? So, you know, and as I mentioned in the previous show, you know, one of my nephews, you know, on my wife's side, he's not here no more, right? Good kid. And I don't know if it was the lollipop, but I mean, he was young. I'm assuming it was. And there's a lot of people that we don't know of because it's not getting national news like everything else that has to deal with us. It's not getting national news. But we're in the midst of the book of Revelation. We're in the midst of plagues. We're in the midst of judgment. And the scripture says that people still don't repent, even though all these judgments are happening. We see the earthquakes, the hurricanes, the tornadoes, the floods. You know, hey, but ain't nothing to see here. People dropping like flies, the animals acting crazy, Yellowstone going off, acting crazy. Just weird stuff. But the most interesting thing, in my opinion, because, you know, this is Jacobus' view of prophecy, and I'm sharing with you all what I see. I'm going to say it like this, family. Just my opinion. Can we say it's Jacobus' opinion? Eat the meat, spit out the bones. This is Jacobus' opinion, and my opinion is we're going home soon. But what does that mean? Because it's not just wine, candies, and roses and chocolates. See, when we say we're going home, there's a lot of stuff that has to happen. And a lot of people, and I find it, you know, is interesting that they never cover these scriptures, never ever teach on it. And they be like, this is our home. We're going to stay here. We're not going anywhere. We're not going to flee. La-di-da-li-da-li-da-li-da. But they never teach. If you notice, a lot of people who say it's like, for instance, America is not Babylon. You notice they never really cover the scriptures that prove that she is or isn't Babylon. Oh, it's the Vatican, but yet it never lines up with the attributes given to Babylon. And as you notice, I will say most people agree that we're living in the last days, right? And right on the cusp of what we will call the Great Tribulation. But nobody's really talking about these things, right? Except maybe Tail Ministries, right? I'm serious. I'm not saying nobody is. I'm saying there's not a lot of people talking about it. Isn't that sort of weird? We got all these signs happening, all these judgments happening, all these people dropping like flies, and very little people, Israelites included, talking about it. Do you not find that maybe I'm not seeing it, family? It just seems that way to me. Yes or no? Give me a yes. Do you find that, say yes, if you find that people are covering these end time prophecy scenarios in mass, or no if they're not? Because I'm not seeing a lot of it. I'm not saying people not. I'm just saying I'm not seeing a lot of it. To say that we are in the times that we're in, and a lot of people, right, who's not here no more. And nobody's making the connections of what's happening in connection to the biblical prophecies of what's happening to everybody. Everybody want to play church. Everybody want to play Israelite. Everybody want to play Moray. Everybody want to have conferences. And I'm not saying that's wrong. You do you. All I'm saying is when you see fire in the building, somebody need to scream fire. That's all I'm saying. I know y'all get tired of Yakoba screaming fire. But I'm going to show y'all something because I'm going to just say it like this. I'm going to say it like this. And, you know, I know y'all don't want it. Look, and before we get started, let me say this because some of the videos I'm going to show today, there may or may not be cussing in it. So if you got sensitive ears or you got kids listening to it, there may be some cussing in these videos. I'm like, we big boys and girls. It ain't like we ain't never heard it before. The point is the information that's going to be shared. Okay. So if you sensitive, you might not want to listen to it. It ain't no big thing. I mean, these the type of stuff you hear all the time. Right. And personally, you know, that's a whole different issue of what a curse is and a curse isn't, right? I'm not even getting into that because some people think darn it is a curse and darn it is not a curse. You know what I'm saying? It all depends on your cultural whatever. So I'm just giving you that warning. Now, let me show you what to expect very, very soon. In my opinion, based upon what I'm seeing happening, based upon what I'm seeing in terms of the biblical eschatology, where I think we're at, what you can expect. And it seems like it's going to happen this way. And it looks like, anyway, let's get into it. We got to start back here. Let's go back. Back here, we've been here before. The woman and the dragon. Now, this is very interesting, right? So this is going to be what to expect in the next few months. And I would say, in my opinion, max a year. I'm not a prophet. Don't claim to be a prophet. It could go on till 2030 for all I know, right? Or longer. I don't know. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing, right? You can eat the meat, spit out the bones. Do. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to do me. You do you. I'm going to do me. Just like when people tell y'all, you know, hey, you know, I ain't going nowhere. I'm not fleeing. I'm waiting on the Most High. You do you. I keep saying that. I'm not telling you do anything. As a matter of fact, I'm still here. Right. And so I'm just telling you, you best have your mind and your heart prepared for what's coming and what's technically already here. A great sign appeared in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, with the moon under her feet, and a crown of 12 stars on her head. We know this woman to be Israel, right? I think we all agree with that. She was pregnant and cried out in pain as she was about to give birth. Then another sign appeared in heaven, an enormous red dragon with 7 heads, 10 horns, 7 crowns on his head. Its tail swept a third of the stars out of the sky and flung them to the earth. The dragon stood in front of the woman who was about to give birth so that it might devour her child the moment he was born. She gave birth to a son, a male child, who will rule all the nations with an iron scepter. Now, we know that's the Messiah, Yahushua. And her child was snatched up to Yahuwah and to his throne. The woman, not pay attention. The woman fled into the wilderness to a place prepared for her by Yahuwah, where she might be taken care of for 1,260 days. So Israel flees into the wilderness. Now, it says here that the woman fled into the wilderness. Now, why did she flee? Because y'all say, some of y'all say we're not fleeing. I'm not going to flee. Yacoba teaching flee doctrine. Okay. Well, if we're Israel, why do we flee? I'm just saying, it says right here, the reason why we are fleeing is because we're being chased, right? Yes or no? The reason why we're fleeing is because we're being chased, right? Now, tie that back to the previous video I did on the Great Insurrection. And you're going to see why we're fleeing and what's going to happen in these nations. And they're going to break into your houses and they're going to steal your food and they're going to kick you out your house and put you on the street. Then war broke out in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought back, but he was not strong enough, and they lost their place in heaven. The great dragon was hurled down, that ancient serpent called the devil or Satan, who leads the whole world astray. He was hurled to the earth and his angels with him. Do y'all find it interesting that, and look, I don't know if anything will happen, but, and I don't know if y'all heard about it. I hope you have. That they're saying that aliens are coming. I'm just saying. And the aliens were supposed to arrive somewhere 6 months from now, but now supposedly the aliens are supposed to come in 2 weeks. I'm not holding my breath. And the aliens are supposed to look like African Americans. Have y'all heard that? Let me know if you heard it, yes or no. I'm just saying. So then I heard a loud voice in heaven say, now have come to salvation and power and the kingdom of our Elohim and authority of his Messiah. For the accuser of our brothers and sisters who accuses them before Yahuwah day and night has been hurled down. They triumphed over him by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony. They did not love lies so much as to shrink from death. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and you who dwell in them. But woe to the earth and the sea, because the devil has gone down to you. He is filled with fury because he knows that he has a short time. Why did he know that he have a short time? Could it be that the Israelites have awakened? Isn't it interesting that the Bible in Jeremiah 50 and other places, Isaiah, tells the Israelites to flee? Is that not interesting? Even in the book of Revelation, the Israelites are told to come out of her, my people, right? We're told to run for our lives. The woman here who is Israel is told to flee. But yet we see in context from the other scriptures, such as Jeremiah and Revelation and other places, that the actual place that the woman is fleeing from is Babylon, right? Y'all did notice that, right? The actual place that the woman is fleeing from is Babylon, not the world, not the Babylonian system. It is Mystery Babylon the Great. That's where this woman is in Revelation 12. She's in Babylon. She's told to flee. So if America is Babylon, as I contend, then something has to be happening that's going to cause the woman to flee. Why? Because she's being chased. When the dragon saw that he had been hurled to the earth, and he pursued the woman who had given birth to the male child. The woman was given 2 wings of a great eagle so that she might fly to the place prepared for her in the wilderness, where she will be taken care of for times, half a time out of the serpent's reach. I wonder where that is, family. Could it be the place that's being prepared for us, like what Ibrahim Traore and them is doing and the Sahel nations are doing, and they're asking us to come home, with people saying, well, they're trying to steal our reparations. I'm just saying, could the place that has been prepared for us just so happen to be the African continent? Then from his mouth the serpent spewed water like a river to overtake the woman and sweep her away with the torrent. All right, so here we see that the serpent is sending water like a river to overtake the woman and sweep her away. Is that imagery not magnificent? Is that not interesting that the serpent spews water like a river to overtake the woman and sweep her away with the torrent? Uh-oh. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. There's some deep, look, in my opinion, there's some deep imagery here. And we're going to get there. But yes, definitely military. Because why? The woman's being chased, right? She's being chased. Is that not what's happening here when the dragon spews the water like a river and it overtakes the woman and sweeps her away with the torrent? That's what he's trying to do. But the earth helped the woman. So we're going to get some help by opening its mouth and swallowing the river that the dragon has spewed out of its mouth. I'm going to say this. Sounds like an earthquake to me, but I don't know. You know, and we see all these things happening with Yellowstone and, you know, some of these other places where, you know, the earth is shaking and there's gas coming up out of the earth. Y'all seen those, right? Then the dragon was enraged with the woman and went off to wage war against the rest of her offspring, those who keep commandments and hold fast their testimony about Yahushua. Now, there's many scenarios here where this can align with quote unquote Gentile believers who start following Torah and following Yahushua. But it also could be that the dragon goes beyond his borders, right? So let's say the dragon was enraged at the woman and went off to wage war against the rest of her offspring, those who keep the commands and hold fast their testimony about Yahushua. Now, as I stated, based upon what we know from Torah and, you know, some of the prophetic texts, we know that the Bible tells us that it's Israel who's supposed to flee for her lives. Run for your life. Come out of her, my people, right? We know that is Israel fleeing what? Babylon. As I stated, this woman here, Israel, is in Babylon based upon the other text. Therefore, she must flee Babylon. So when this woman flees into the wilderness, then the dragon says, you know what? I'm going to go make war with the rest of her offspring. Now, I'm not saying I'm correct on this, but theoretically, since it looks like the specifics of the targeting of the dragon initially is those who live in Babylon, which I believe to be America, then the dragon may be going after the rest of our people, right? Those in the islands, those in the UK, those in the other places where, you know, there's some Gentile influence. Because I used to think, well, they're going after the Gentile believers. That's not necessarily the case, because it seems where it says the rest of her offspring would lead me to believe that is the rest of our people, like in Haiti, you know, the islands, the UK, stuff like that, which in the end is going to force the second Exodus. Remember, I told y'all there's a difference between the wilderness and the second Exodus. So why did I go through this? I'm going through this because I don't think we have a lot of time left, if any. Right. And I'm not trying to cause no fear, and don't ask me what I should do because I don't have no money. I'm sick. So-and-so is in prison. I can't get, I don't have answers for none of that. Right. All I have is keep the faith in Yahushua and trust that he's going to deliver us. But what I'm sharing is the fact that what's happening is prophetic. And what's happening, in my opinion, is that we're in Revelation 12 or about to enter Revelation 12. I think we sort of in Revelation 12. I think we're in the beginning of it. That's just my opinion. All right. So let's look at some of this. We're going to discuss some of this and keep these scriptures in mind.
A very disgusting pattern. Donna Lubrin, Orlando, Florida, found nearly naked and hanging from a tree, ruled a suicide. Denoris Richardson, Colbert County, Alabama, found hanging from a tree, ruled a suicide. Lennon Lacey, Bladenboro, North Carolina, found hanging from a tree, ruled a suicide. Robert Fuller and Malcolm Harsh, both found dead in the state of California, hanging from trees, and ruled a suicide. And now most recently, Earl Smith, Albany, New York, found hanging from a tree and ruled a suicide. Those 6 names that I just listed make up only a very small fraction of the amount of Black men, women, and children that have gone missing over the decade since the 50s out of all the methods of suicide, with the most common being a self-inflicting gun wound. You're telling me that it's only ever Black people that decide to take their own life using rope outside? I will never believe that. The victims' families will never believe that. The Black community will never believe that. And as the police continue to play in our face for years to come, as the most ignorant of people will continue to call us victims and say we're playing victim, I hope that this message gets out to the right people to recognize that this shit is real. Modern day lynchings are very real, and they have no problem continuing to rule it a suicide when these literal people, these human beings, are being found hanging 10 feet off the fucking ground with zero news coverage. And let me be clear before I make the following statement. I do not wish this on anybody. That being said, let it be one white man or one white woman found hanging from a tree. That amount of attention and news coverage would surpass Gabby Petito. For this upcoming 4th of July weekend, people, everyone, please be safe. Keep in contact with your family members, your friends, your circles. Keep them updated with what you do throughout the weekend, because you never know what you might end up in. Frankly, again, you don't know what people are capable of.
How can he understand this as a white man?
Do not scroll, as I'm about to.
So here's the thing, right? So
You don't understand this as a.
We all know that this is.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi. Hold on, fam. Hold on 1 second. This thing just.
History repeat.
Oh my goodness. Hold on. All right. So understand that we have been attacked. We've been attacked for a long time. We're continuously attacked, and people get upset when you say it's them folks, right? Well, it's not all of them. It's not no, but you know, like I say with Ali, right? Ali said, you know, I'm not gonna go into it. Y'all know what Ali said, but we are in the midst of major situation, in my opinion. Anyway, let's continue. I just my opinion, and we about to leave. It's just my opinion. Now that's relative. I get it, but I just don't see no other way. I mean, our people don't understand the dire situation that we're in, how dire it is. And y'all, a lot of y'all keep playing y'all little, I follow more of this, I follow more of that, pastor this says that, pastor that said that, sister this says that, sister this says that, bro says this, bro says that, African said this, African said, y'all keep playing these games. But I'm like, what does the word say? I'm just telling you, right? So I don't think we have a lot of time left, but let's continue.
Individuals will be given the option to leave their encampment, to be taken to a homeless shelter, to be offered addiction or mental health services. And if they refuse, they will be susceptible to fines or to jail time. Again, these are pre-existing laws that are already on the books. They have not been enforced, which is part of the reason for this federalizing of the National Guard to bring in this assistance for law enforcement. While we are targeting criminals and trying to remove criminals off of the streets, we also want to make DC safe and beautiful, and that involves removing mentally disturbed individuals in homeless encampments as well. So,
you know what that remind me of? Because they're talking about making DC safe, right? You know what that remind me of? It reminds me of when they say safe and effective. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Y'all know I can't be too verbal about it. But when they say safe and when they say it's safe and effective, how safe and effective was it? I'm trying to tell y'all, and like I say, I'm not trying to put no fear in you. I'm just letting y'all know where we at. We in the midst of it. This is the prophecies. This is the prophecies. Don't let nobody tell you it's not.
How y'all doing today? Y'all staying in that trouble? All right, cool. You got your ID on you, Chip?
Well, no, I live right here.
Okay, cool.
It's a cigarette.
All right.
Did y'all get a call or something about right here?
No, so we're doing checks to keep everybody safe down here, right? Have you heard of the federal search that Donald Trump is putting out?
No.
Right. You don't follow like Code 3 or anything like that? No. All right. So yeah, Trump's got all federal agencies kind of coming together for 7 days and going out, trying to stop the violent crime, all kind of stuff. So we're out here contacting people, talking to them, right? Quality of life offenses, smoking, drinking in public, right? Can't happen outside, right? Most people know that. So we're contacting people, trying to advise them of the law, so they learn, right? And then if there's other stuff going on where it turns into there's multiple agencies, there's shooting, things like that. There's extra hands. So we're just out here trying to inform people and educate people. It's not like we're trying to just go grab people and ruin someone's life over a joint or something like that. All right.
I only asked because when you walked up, at the moment you walked up, you only had asked.
Yeah, well, it smelled like the odor of marijuana, burnt marijuana in the air, right? And you're the only guy that had something lit in your hand. And I didn't flash, so I didn't realize it was just a cigarette. So that's on me. I appreciate you understanding and not getting shit. All right, so just know, right? Learn, teach, tell your boys, like, yo, everybody's out, from FBI to park police. Right? So do your thing. Let them know. Don't be smoking outside. Don't be drinking outside. Because Donald Trump is tired of it. People come to visit.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know smoking in public?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the rest of the
Because in Maryland, it's recreational use. So I ain't know.
Yeah, so DC, it's recretional use as well, right? But you can legally possess up to 2 ounces. You can gift an ounce to your boy, right? So if you had 2 ounces and he said he needed a zip, you can give him a zip, but you can't smoke outside. You don't.
So someone says this is a distraction from the Epstein list. I'm not going to disagree with that. But what I will also add to it is that this was also the initial plan to begin with, right? Part of the Project 2025. And based upon the things that I was telling you that I see prophetically, and based upon the moves that Trump was making with the laws that he's coming for us. I've been telling y'all that for years now. I told y'all. Now they're in DC. And understand that, you know, a better distraction of the Epstein list is how he's attacking Obama. I hope y'all know. I didn't put this up, but, and I'm no fan of Obama and I'm not defending Obama, but did you know that they're trying to basically what they call it? What do they call it, fam, when they get, you know, make a president? Well, he's not president anymore. Where, what you call it? I'm going blank right now. What do you call it when you remove a president or make him lower? Y'all know it. Y'all got to help me. Come on, y'all know. Yeah, I mean, he's immune, but there's a process that impeachment. Yeah, thank you, God. Thank you. Impeachment. They're trying to impeach President Obama so that they can come after him, right, and put him in prison. Because right now he's protected because he's considered a president, right? And so he's protected by those laws. So they could, even if he did something illegal, they can't touch him because he's a former president. So they're trying to, I hope y'all know, give me a one if y'all know about this, that they're going after Obama. Did you give me one if you know they're going after Obama? Two if you didn't know this. They're going after Obama. They're trying to take him down. Now, another black person They're coming after black folks. And Obama's one of the highest levels, that they can shine to the quote unquote MAGA people that we took down the quote unquote antichrist. Y'all know the MAGA people, the right wing Christians, right? They didn't thought that Obama was the Antichrist. And I know some of y'all prophets and prophetesses thought he was the Antichrist. I still don't think he is. I mean, as a matter of fact, Trump looked more like the Antichrist to me than Obama ever did. And I'm no Obama fan because he's part of the cabal as well. But if you want to distract people from the Epstein list, that's more, the better avenue, right? To put everybody and focus everybody on Obama. But, hey, people get upset because I tell y'all going to have to flee. But, hey, now they're going after Obama. I wonder who they're coming after now. Next. Somebody says I sound shaky. Do I sound shaky, family? Give me a one if I sound okay, too, if I don't. I mean, I may have to reset my little app again. I don't know. Do I sound okay? Give me one if I sound okay, two if I don't. Okay, I see twos. Let me try to fix it. Let me see. All right, is this better? If it's better, say yes. If it's not, say no. Does this sound better? If it's better, say yes. If not, say no. Is it better? I sound choppy like Yexer. Okay, people saying I sound better. Yes. Okay, I say yes. Okay. All right. All right. Yeah, keep me informed, family. Keep me informed because I don't know what's going on. But hey, let's continue. We'll continue. Just keep me informed if I sound choppy again. Okay. All right. I see yes. So I'm gonna take that. If it goes bad, just say bad. All right. Let's continue.
Just took over the police in Washington, D.C. But if you think this is just politics, you're missing the ritual that's happening right in front of you. Under 740 of the D.C. Home Rule Act, Trump placed the entire Metropolitan Police Department under federal control. He also deployed 800 National Guard troops into the city. And this comes at a time when crime is actually down by more than 25%. So if it's not about crime, then what's it about? Well, D.C. is a ritual city.
Somebody saying bad. But I mean, hey, I'm not speaking. Now, I hope I don't get hit for copyright because this dude got music in the back. I mean, I go too far with this. Somebody is saying choppy. Okay. That was him. That wasn't even me. It's still choppy. What? Is it choppy, family? Say choppy. If not, say no. We can hear good enough. Good enough. Is it choppy though? Video's choppy too? Okay, hold on. Try again. Okay, I don't know why I've been having trouble lately. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully that's better. Is that better? Is that better? Yes or no? It says, somebody said, I don't know. Is it better? Say better. If it's better, say better. All right, let's continue.
You see, Washington, D.C. is not just a capital. It's a Masonic temple city. It's designed with sacred geometry, astrological alignments, and occult symbols embedded in the streets. There's even a pentagram in the street layout, an owl shape surrounding the Capitol. Washington Monument is the obelisk or Tekken, and the Capitol dome represents the womb. See, the police in the city, and even your city, are more than just officers. Symbolically, they're actually temple guards of America's most powerful ritual space. See, this is an energetic seizure. By taking control of the DC police, Trump isn't just running law enforcement. He's seizing the guardians of the temple. And the National Guard brings in the Mars archetype, the planet of war and enforcement, activating the Pentagon's pentagram energy. This merges with the sun's rulership energy with Mars enforcement energy. So in occult terms, it's the king back with a sword. And there's an ill timing layer to this as well. Now, this is where it gets deeper. This happened just days after the 8/8 Lionsgate portal and during the energy of a full moon in Aquarius. So this is a cosmic alignment tied to kingship, sovereignty, the collective, the rock signal, the flooding of the Nile, and the empowerment of the pharaoh. So DC's obelisk and the reflecting pool are aligned to mirror the sky, meaning moves like this during this portal carry much symbolic weight. So this is more than a policy move. This is an energetic conquest over the symbolic heart of America. They play chess on the cold board. And if you don't know the geometry, if you don't know the astrology and the ritual timing, you'll think it's just headlines. But this is the language of power, and this was a ritual claim of sovereignty by the president. Now the question is, what comes next? And also, are you prepared to do for self? Peace, power, prosperity. My name is Rob Blackstorm. Follow me for more wisdom and insight. So Trump,
with all of the occult symbology and everything, it ties in my opinion, at least. In my opinion, it ties into the Revelation 12 signs in the heavens in these occult situations. So let me put the link in there. So look, fam, look, here's the deal. I'm if I need to, I'll reboot my computer. So is it choppy or not? Choppy bad now? Sound like internet connection choppiness. Hold on, let me try something. I'm gonna put y'all on a pause right quick. Let me try something. Okay, how's this? I put in my hard wire. Does this sound better? Yes or no? Or is it still choppy? Good so far. Yes, okay, yes. Yes, better. Sounds good. Okay. All right. Now Eric says it's still choppy. Minister, tell you out there, let me know what's going on. How do I sound? I don't know if Minister tell you listening or not. Y'all got me confused now. It's choppy, but we can make out what you're saying. It's back to choppy. All right, let's try this again. Hold on. Now, here's the funny thing. When I switched to my hardwire, I did get a message that I had a port scan attack. I got that from my virus checker. So I could be getting attacked because I got a notification that I was getting scanned attack. So I did get that message. So I could be under attack. So is this good enough to continue, fam? If it's good to continue, just say continue. Let me ask y'all this. Can well, I guess that would affect Rumble too. All right, I'll continue. Let's continue. I don't know. I did my best. All right, so
watch this video. Watch it.
Take a listen. I don't care. He's lying supine. I mean, look at his legs. You can see it. It's like a dead deer. But it's still warm. This old boy's dead. This old boy is no longer with us.
What you just witnessed is part of the hours-long footage of the lynching of a young man by the name of Derek Clark Jr. by the SWAT team, Sheriff's Department, and other law enforcement personnel in Oregon. This happened a couple of years ago in 2022. The police used a BS reason to pull him over, by which I mean they didn't pull him over. They rammed the back of his car in rainy weather, pushed it into a ditch. He flees the vehicle and they shoot him in the back. While he's laying on the ground, wailing and asking for help for hours, they just film with their body cams on, making jokes. They call in the SWAT team because, hey, guess what? Police like to train on live bodies. The dogs respond differently than the bodies that they get from the morgue, where J.J. Abel and them get their bodies. So they do live training exercises on this young man's body. They fly their new drones over it. They have their little war games. They throw little makeshift bombs, and they let him die. They let him die. They torture him basically for multiple hours after having a false reason to arrest him. This is a build-up to an operation. Why is the SWAT team running tests on live bodies? We're going to get deep into this because even though they went through the ritual initiation of that sham trial, getting let off, and they can go back because there's no double jeopardy, so you can't have the same criminal trial. We have to go through the civil courts, of course, to find justice. But more importantly, you guys need to realize that the police and all those people that are walking around in those masks having protests saying they want to kill black people, they're exactly the same. This case will show you. The judge touching this case is a white woman. She said this is obviously a racist thing. And we're going to go through all the details so you guys can see what's going to happen city by city. If you guys want to.
So this is what I say as well. These attacks are increasing and are going to increase. So before I continue, even if I sound choppy, let me know if you can make out what I'm saying. Can you make out what I'm saying? Because, otherwise it's futile, right? I understand if it's choppy, but can you make it out? I mean, I've never had this problem before. Okay, y'all can understand. All right, so I'm going to give you an example because remember, this is what to expect soon, right? So as this guy said, this is a preview of what's going to happen in DC, right? It's going to happen in Baltimore. It's going to happen in Chicago. It's going to happen in New York. But hashtag ain't no 400-year prophecy. Now, I want to show you what you can expect based upon what happened in the past. Okay? What you can expect based upon, and you've already seen some of the examples of things that have already happened, but in my opinion, we're here, right? And it's a flashback, right? It's a flashback to 20 years ago.
Because they don't want y'all to know. The news ain't tell y'all the real what was going on. It's so much stuff I could say to y'all, but I don't want to say it due to TikTok on, be acting funny. So it's so much. I'ma just record and say everything that happened, everything, and I'm gonna put it on YouTube. I'm gonna do it for y'all so y'all can really know what went down. Cause I was in there from start to finish. Like I was one of the last ones. I was one of the first ones in the Superdome, and the last one to leave. Cause I made sure every woman and child got out that Superdome before I left, because of what was going on to them. And it was the Superdome so big, so people scattered all around, so you really can't watch and protect everybody because it's no way possible. And they had kids that was separated from their parents, that was in there by themselves, and like it's so much stuff was going on, bro. Like y'all wouldn't believe like some of the stuff we saw. It was horrible. Like it was horrible. And that's why we was getting the people out of the Superdome. That's why we was getting the women and children out of the Superdome, because of what was being done to them. Like the stuff that was being done to them people. Women, children, even some little boys was getting assaulted. Like they have some not so normal people in the world, bro. Like I don't know what word to use because TikTok be tripping, but it was bad. That's why they wanted to get the women and the kids out of the Superdome first. And so many people.
So let me give y'all context. This is talking about what happened during Katrina, right? And so a lot of what happened during Katrina is going to happen again, but it's going to happen on a national basis. Right. So, this is based upon the Katrina documentary that came out. So people started to talk about it. And, a lot of the people that I knew, or know during the time of Katrina, they told me about a lot of stuff that was happening. And y'all know about the explosion at the now I'm going blank. What you call a wall, the whatever. I'll get back to it. But anyway, the levees, right? The levees, people heard an explosion. And so granted, I was in Texas at the time. And there were people who said they heard an explosion at the levee. And here's the funny thing, right? So according to everyone I talked to after, Katrina passed, everything was calm, right? It was like the storm passed, everything calmed down, it stopped raining. And then all of a sudden, later on, boom, an explosion at the levee, right? And so then that's when the water started flooding in, right? So a lot of people believe it was done on purpose. I personally agree with that, right? And so one of my friends, he decided to stay. And he told me that him and his brother were saving a lot of people in boats. And and they said they saw nothing but a bunch of floating bodies in the water, right, during Katrina. And I'm gonna explain to you why what happened during Katrina is going to happen again at some level, and you know, you're gonna be wanting to flee. Let me say it like that. All right. So let's continue.
People were separated during that time. Like some getting on that bus, some getting on that bus, some getting on that bus, and the bus wasn't going to the same place. Some going to Houston, San Antonio, Dallas. They going all over. So now you got kids without their parent 3-4 hours away. But I'm gonna let y'all know everything in a minute.
All right, so let's continue. So here's the deal, right? Well, let me get past these videos because I got some points I want to make as we continue.
Put them down. We didn't try to shoot and kill.
Oh, okay. So you
killed a number of them.
How many did you kill roughly?
Cash, massive.
Yeah, I hear you.
This is massive. They chose to die. They chose to commit suicide.
How do you know the vigilantes? You see them. How they patrol around here in trucks, 4-ton truck, driver and a passenger, and then 2 in the back with long guns, and nobody telling them anything.
It was no police, no army, no National Guard, nobody. Then they put in a shoot to kill curfew, dusk to dawn, shoot to kill, but there's nobody left.
Young blacks was being killed in this community. When you hear the gunfire, it's not something I'm just making up. It's out there.
It was great. It was like pheasant season in South Dakota. If it moved,
so you know, as Trump has stated, they can do whatever they want now, right? So during Katrina, they were deleting a lot of our people. So, like for instance, if you
try to shoot and kill,
if you were past the curfew time, they would delete your butt, right? If you went into the wrong community, they would delete your butt, right? Because they say you're a black person, young, especially if you're a young black person, you don't belong in this area, right? So, for instance, you know, during that time on the Danziger Bridge, you know, we heard all of the rumors and stuff about they were deleting people on the Danziger Bridge, right? Now, for those who know where, you know, who's from New Orleans, they know what a Danziger Bridge is, right? And so this is what's going to happen, right? And this, I'm telling you, it's going to start with DC, it's going to go to Chicago, it's going to go to New York, it might even go back to New Orleans. In my opinion, this is why we're going to have to flee. And ain't nothing new under the sun. They did it to us before, but let's continue.
Hurricane Katrina shit, when Kanye West said black people are choosing to be slaves, he was not lying. Because when people watch this documentary, they're going to prove him right. They're not about to have nearly enough. You see how I'm emphasizing? It's not about to be even close to enough outrage that they should have. Bro, that documentary started off with that man holding a baby. They said people were dying from jumping in the water and being impaled. If you didn't get impaled, there's alligators in there. If you didn't get bit by or ate by an alligator, there was water that could drown you because it was moving, and there was stuff in the water also, apart from alligators. If you didn't die from that, you possibly had your head blown off by the first responders who were sent in, not to help, but to literally blow people's heads off, who were boasting about it, right? And if not them, the Klan members who were boasting about it as well. Oh, if it moved, we shot it. Not to forget, this documentary is on National Geographic, the same National Geographic that does documentary on animals.
Anybody could have done this documentary. Mind you, they sent in a film crew and said that believes that the government controls the weather. So I'm already counting them in for the hurricane also. But finding out that the levees broke, that's sabotage too. I'm already knowing. But then the fact that, you know, they told people they couldn't leave. Oh. And then they wouldn't give them help. Oh. And then they sent in the first responders to attack these people for trying to survive. Oh. You gonna tell me that wasn't a coordinated attack? And I'm telling people, you're not gonna have nearly enough rage. It'd be one thing if we watched a documentary on how they just neglected us. Dude, they attacked us. They literally attacked us in so many ways. They tried to break our spirit in so many ways. Those Katrina survivors, I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it.
So understand this, and I've been mentioning this. If you look at what they've been doing, right, with the 300, what was it, the 300,000 black women laid off in 3 months, right, from the workforce, and they're not hiring black folks, right? The reduction of the money to public school systems, a lot of black folks or teachers, they won't have a job. Same thing with the post office, they're reducing that. Now think of this, based upon all of these scenarios, now all we need is this, a major false flag. A major false flag where water is interrupted, electricity is interrupted, food is interrupted, gas delivery is interrupted. You got yourself a Katrina situation on a national scale. And what are these people going to do? They're going to delete you. They're going to delete you. I know this is not the fun stuff. You know, this is what the prophecies talk about. As soon as Israel travailed, she was delivered. Why? Because we're being chased by the dragon. None of this is coincidental.
It was in, like if it was some kind of race war or something. You know what I mean? Like,
this happened right after Hurricane Katrina. The National Guard say, hey, we got an evacuation center set up for y'all at a ferry terminal in Alger Point. Just make it there, and we're going to evacuate y'all to Houston. But nobody knew there was groups of white people roaming through Alger Point, hunting down black people.
I was talking, so my cousin was on the side of me, on the right side, and I looked down at my arms and everything, and because some of the shots hit me in my arm, my chest, my neck, my stomach. And I just saw blood everywhere.
I'm trying to pick him up the shots again, so I fell. And Danielle trying to get up, man. We all were trying. We panicked now.
And he was like hollering, like, "You okay? You all right?" And he was, like I said, he was pretty hysterical, man. And when I saw the guy, when I actually recognized the guy, the shotgun, and it was like he was reloading or something.
As I'm trying to pick him up, they come into the water with the gun, like at that time, like probably 2 or 3 of them.
And so now I'm trying to get out this guy, trying to get away from him,
2 of them coming my way, and one of them coming at the nail way. Was the last I saw the nail, and I'm running. Me and Chris running. It was like, "Oh, we gonna get you, nigga."
I ran up into the corner, and they had these 2 guys in the car. They had these 2 white men in the car, an older white guy and another, a younger white guy, and they had these shirts off. I can remember, and they were like in a small pickup truck.
We know y'all what y'all was doing. We saw y'all,
and I'm asking these guys. I'm like, help, help me. You know what I mean? And the guys was like, I can remember him telling me, we can't help you. Get out of here. You know what I'm saying? And one of the guys, one of them, I can remember one of them calling me a nigga. Get out of here, nigga.
Fortunately, a black family ended up coming to help them. Right, they took him to the hospital. The doctor removed several fragments from his body, several from his jugular. If they didn't remove those fragments, he would have ended up, being unalived.
That got me looking at white people different. perspective now. Not everybody, but majority of them, I don't look at them the same. Because if I know they had a chance to do something to me, they'll do it. Because 99% of the chance they're going to get.
Brother, right. 99% of the time they on code. I ain't saying they all the same. But when your life is in jeopardy and there's this movement, they all gonna be in that frenzy. Just as they still hanging us from trees. This is what we can expect soon. Trump is the leader of this whole thing. So the question is, what do we expect for us to do? How are we supposed to move? You best be prepared, because this is what's coming. I'm telling you, if you study the prophecies, why do you think we need to be delivered? Why do you think we have to run away into the wilderness to be saved from the dragon? If nothing's going to happen and there's going to be this orderly withdrawal, as some people teach, and not a flee, why are we going into the wilderness to be safe from the dragon if he's not attacking us? And if he's attacking us, what does that even look like? It looks like this.
They had groups of white tea people hunting down black people. Yeah, in this area called Alger Point. So Alger's Point is across the river from where Hurricane Katrina happened. And the word start to spread that Alger's Point is a dry area. So people start going towards that area. And this is where YT people start patrolling and specifically targeting black people. Listen to this.
Great. It was like pheasant season in South Dakota. Right on. If it moved, you shut it. I am no longer a Yankee. No. I earned my way. He understands the N-word now. I learned my
He
way.
refers to black people as it, not human beings, it. And then he goes on to say, I got souvenirs to prove that I really did this. Like, I got souvenirs. I got proof to show you. These YT people did not only target outsiders, but all black people, because they even targeted black people that live in their community.
I never thought that I would witness what I did during Katrina. Not in Algiers Park. Not among some individuals that I classified as neighbors. I couldn't walk through Algiers Park. You couldn't? Oh, no. I could stay on my block. But if I would have turned that corner, I would have been in the firefight.
According to some reports, up to a dozen black people were unalived during this period. And what's disturbing about this, even after all this time that have passed by, none of these people were held accountable. So those 11 or dozens black men that were unalived during this period, no justice.
So during that time, they wouldn't even allow the people who were trapped in New Orleans to go over the GNO bridge.
In the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina, they had groups of.
They wouldn't allow them to go over the GNO to the other side where it wasn't flooding, right, on the West Bank, right? And they threatened to shoot them. It was the Jefferson Parish and police, even though the GNO bridge is a New Orleans bridge, but you end up crossing into Jefferson Parish. And, they weren't letting people go over there. And so people were stuck on top of the GNO bridge. And, they don't care about us, right? And so Kanye was right. Right? And so this is what's going to happen again. And if you don't think it's going to happen again, I'd like to know why you think that, because they're still hanging us from trees. They have never changed. They have never changed. They're hanging us from trees. They still discriminate against us. They still pew us in the street. But y'all say we're not going to have to flee. I'm just asking. You don't think you're going to have to flee? Just like I told you, when the house on fire, you got to flee. Just like with New Orleans with the flood, you had to flee. Yes, it was an ethnic cleansing. That's just what it was. And one of the reasons they, in my opinion, they allowed the flood to happen was so that they could clear out the Ninth Ward and clear out most of the projects. because that's just what happened. And most New Orleanians did not come back. And as one guy said that I was listening to, he said the New Orleans before Katrina, it was great. It is not the same anymore. It never will be again. And that the kids who grow up there now have no idea what New Orleans was like. And that's true. It's completely different. It is not the same place. It is different. New Orleans was a lot livelier and fun.
I were trapped in an attic for 4 days during Katrina. And when we came up here to DC, me and my mom and my grandma, we had nothing but the clothes on our back. They sent us up to Stadium Armory, where they had a bunch of random tables. Here's the Social Security office. Here's, I don't know, I was 12. Here's all the agencies, right? Where you can get your Social Security card, get your birth certificate. It was a hot mess. Trapped in attics. We're stuck. We're struggling. We're drowning. We're dying. We don't see that. So when me and my family finally made it to DC, to see the commentary that people had surrounding us, that we were thugs and savages and refugees. I'm like, a refugee? How am I a refugee? I live here. How am I a refugee now? We were not rescued by government official. We were not rescued by anybody affiliated with any agency. We were rescued by a man from Texas who came from Texas with a boat because he saved so many people. Whew.
So, if you listen to the stories of a lot of the people,
sometimes you get a story,
you're going to realize that a lot of this stuff that's happening is prophetic, right? And it's not the way that certain mores and pastors and teachers told you it was going to play out. I told you we don't really know exactly how things will play out, right? But if you look at the things that are happening right now with Trump, what he's doing by bringing in the FBI, the Homeland Security, the National Guard, and all of these people, as he brings them into DC, right? DC is the test ground. Now, Trump already told you all that he's coming for Chicago, he's coming for New York, or what? To make it safer. But as I showed you in the video, who they talking to? Black folks, young black men. What do you think is going to happen? Matthew 10:23, when you are persecuted in one place, flee to another. Truly, I tell you, you will not finish going through the towns of Israel before the Son of Man comes, right? Now, my point being here, when they persecute you in one place, flee to another. That's what you're going to have to do, right? You're going to have to flee to other cities, just like we did, our people from New Orleans, who had to flee and go to Houston and go to Atlanta and go to all of these other cities and states. And if you don't think that Trump is not coming for black folks, once again, something's wrong. Something's wrong with you if you can't see that black folks to target. I'm like, can you see it now? Yes or no, family? I'm like, we've been talking about this for a long time. I mean, does the safe have to hit you on the head to realize that we the targets? Now he's in DC, then he's going to Chicago, then he's going to New York. I guarantee you he's going to say, I'm coming to New Orleans next. Watch. Hey, y'all know New Orleans has high crime. Don't get it twisted. But when they persecute you in one place, you're going to have to flee to another place. They persecute you in one city, you flee to another city. They persecute you in one nation, you flee to another nation. Hashtag ain't no 400-year prophecy. Yacoba teaching flee doctrine. We there, in my opinion. It's just a matter of time, and I don't think there's a lot of time left. See, a lot of people are playing like we're not living in those times. They're acting like we're not living in, what we would call the Great Tribulation. They're acting like everything is the same. They're acting like it's 20 years ago. They're acting like we can just go to the movie theaters with no issues and, we can go different places, right? Yeah, to tell you, they said I was choppy. I don't know what was going on. I tried whatever other than rebooting, this computer. But I mean, the show pretty much over. I did get a message, like I stated, that there was a scan attack on my computer. I got that from my software, my hold on. Hey, Jacob, they still haven't apologized. They're not going to apologize, brother Eric. They're not. You know why? Because their hearts are hardened. And understand is that, they're going to be the first ones that's going to have to deal with it. They're going to be the first ones to experience it. Those in Washington, those in New York, those in Chicago. There are a lot of people in those places going to be the first ones, and it's going to grow and grow and grow. You can see it already. That's why there's port scans against me. I did get the notification when I plugged in my hardwire. It says it blocked the port scan attack. I saw it. It did say that. So I am under attack. I thought it was my hardware software, but no, I'm under attack because I got the notification. I'm going to say this, fam. Pray for the body. Pray for the Israelites, because we're about to deal with some stuff we ain't ever deal with before. Nor do I think most are ready to deal with. The Bible never says that we won't suffer persecution. As a matter of fact, it says we will suffer persecution and that we must, through much tribulation, into the kingdom. And see, as they attack us and the Most High stands up for us, that's when they're going to realize that you are the children of the Most High. When they all turn against us and try to delete us, and some of them just drop, and they ain't going to know why, that's when they're going to realize that the Most High really in the affairs of men. When they try to starve us out and they're starving and they try to delete us because some of our people go in there and try to, feed their families by breaking in the stores, and the Most High steps in, then they're going to know. They don't believe it yet because they ain't never been touched yet. I don't know what to tell you because everything I see says we're in the midst of prophecy. Everything I see says we at the end of our captivity. But the Bible says that we're going to be purified as gold going through the fire. Does that not sound like a little testing and trials and persecution to you? How come the mores and them teachers and them pastors and everybody don't tell you that the Bible teaches that the Most High going to refine you as gold is refined in the fire? Well, I don't want to go through that. We've been through enough pain. I get it. I mean, we've been in pain and suffering since our existence as a nation for the most part. But see, That's why the Most High says the suffering of this world cannot be compared to the glory to be revealed in us. That's why Wisdom of Solomon says they're going to be shocked at the strangeness of our salvation, the ones that they had in division. Not only that, we see that the scriptures show that there is, during the time of the 10, which I believe is forming the same one that's going to attack Babylon, is the rise of the Most High's kingdom. In the days of these 10 shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom that shall never end. That's on the continent. It's mighty interesting that Africa is getting all of their gold and silver and bauxite and water and cocoa and resources under their own control now. Is that coincident? The reason why they want to take out Russia, because Russia is the only powerful ally that Africa has that help keep the devil at bay, to keep the dragon off the continent, to keep the Western powers from stealing our resources. All of this stuff is aligning. Now, as I said, we pray that we will make it out of here and make it past the sword, but we don't know. Just as a lot of people ain't here no more. Remember, I told you those 15 to 17 million people who ate a lollipop, they're not here no more. These are not normal times. And if anybody say they're normal times, then they're deceiving you. These are not the times to be acting like it was 10 years ago. These are the times to renew your mind, trust in Yahushua, obey his laws, statutes, and commandments, right? And follow the Lamb wherever he goes. It's mighty interesting because I'm hearing people, who attacking certain other ministries because they believe we got to keep the law. And these people, they talk in a certain way, all proud and boastful that, in so many words, saying we don't have to keep the law because we got to keep the spirit of the law, but they don't know what the spirit of the law is, but yet we don't have to keep the physical law. But see, they confuse the idea of keeping the law to obtain righteousness and keeping the law as obedience. Well, Jacoba, you misunderstand because we must follow the spirit of the law. Yeah, you don't know what the spirit of the law is. You don't know what the spirit of the law means. We got videos and articles on it. Don't let anyone tell you that you don't have to obey the law of the Most High. They are a liar and the truth ain't in them. Don't let anyone tell you that all you got to have to do is faith, because faith without works is dead. As if what the Most High has required of us in terms of standards has changed. It hasn't. As I stated many times, even Paul allowed people to be circumcised, though Christians misteach when he says, if you be circumcised, you fallen from grace. But yet he circumcised Timothy. Yet in Acts 21, he says, y'all go ahead and be circumcised, the rite of purification, which is circumcision. Oh, yeah. Some people, they're going to have you burning, being disobedient, not obeying Torah, which Torah tells you what the requirements are of the Most High. And yes, there's cultural laws and all those things that's going to be applied once we back in the land, once the temple being rebuilt, once the 12 tribes are restored. Yes, we're going to follow a lot of those again. But don't act like the law is done away with. Foolishness. and the arrogance of some to teach otherwise. All right, I'll do that. Well, I don't know how you're going to sound, Brother Eric. I'll let you come on. Y'all won't come on. We'll be on here for a bit. There you go. If Brother Eric said I got to do it, Brother Eric got a heart for the people. So understand this, right? Our people are in dangerous times, right? And we see it in Revelation 12. Our people are in dangerous. What's up, Brother Eric? We see it. Can you hear me? 12. Our people. Can you hear me? What's up, Brother Eric? We see it. Can you hear me? 12. There's a delay. Let's see here. Sister Stacy, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go to Brother Eric and come back to you, Sister Stacy. Yeah, Brother Eric, how's it going?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I think there might be a delay. Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry for that. There's a sort of a delay in the thing. But listen, some people was asking what were when we was battling with UA and we was on that other channel. I'm not going to say the gentleman's name because I ain't trying to provoke nobody. But when they was lying on you, saying there wasn't no 400-year prophecy and they was just dogging you, I was there. You understand? And I know they was lying on you and calling you a false prophet, and that's when they was clowning us for calling ourselves Israel. This is what I'm talking about. For those who was asking in the chat, why lying about what and lying on who? They was preaching false doctrine. And here now we are in the thick of it. And if you can't see it, that means you being willfully ignorant and don't want to know the truth. You want to stay in La La Land. You want to stay in Babylon. And you want to eat the fruits of this wicked place. And that fruit is going to poison your ass. You understand? Get out of this place. First, you got to free your mind. And if you have the means to leave, leave. Just leave. And if you don't have the means just yet, just believe the Most High that he make a way for you. He gave you plenty of examples that he made a way out of no way and with our ancestors. All right? So don't be all moving fearful and being all scared and all. We ain't moving like that. You just move in obedience. And when he say move, you move. When he tell you to stay still, you stay still. It's just that simple. Right? The other thing is, when it comes to these people, matter of fact, I'm not even gonna get onto that. Just move in obedience, family. And don't be scared and worried about being anxious and all that, and how you gonna make up the means of getting out of here. Listen, he made a way for us way back in Egypt. He gonna make a way for us again. You understand? So that's all I wanted to say. I have something else to say, but I'm just gonna keep that to myself. I'll say.
Quick question, Brother Eric.
Sure.
Quick, based upon what you're seeing, I mean, what do you think in terms of this getting to the max, right? Where we are, confronting these guys. I mean, it don't look good. What's your thoughts on that?
We in it. We in it. We in it. That if listen, I just said, if you can't see it, then you don't want to see it. And I personally believe that number 47 is you know who. Period. Because he's moving like
he sure move like it, huh?
You understand? Now listen, I don't have to be right. I could be dead wrong. It might be somebody else that come behind it. It might be one of his offspring.
Yeah.
But the policies that he is putting for, and he's in your face with it. And just think about this, family. Just use some common sense. You don't need to be a rocket scientist and figure this stuff out. Who is the one man on this planet right now that these nations are afraid of? That he's able to get away with all the stuff that he's been getting away with. That he's talking about putting an ex-president in jail when he's been convicted and he's still not behind bars. Wake up! Wake
I know
up!
that's right.
Come on now, y'all better than this. We smarter than this. We always been the smartest people on the planet. Don't fall asleep now. Don't. No, we're not going back to sleep. Be smart. Be who you are. Hebrew excellence, and you walk and talk like it all the time. There's no time for us to be playing games. You understand? There's no time for us to be fighting with each other. It's nothing but support. Now think about this. The Most High is trying to bring the two sticks together. Right? At least let one of us, Judah, be one. He's still working on the other ones. He have to sweep the land off. He have to get these colonized minds together that's on the continent. They love themselves some white Jesus. They love themselves some European. They don't care nothing about being colonized like that didn't happen. And then they're going to use disrespectful talk to talk about Judah on this side. Then you don't listen. If you cannot see it's the same divide and conquer practice from the garden, then you're not paying attention. He's making it clear. He's bringing the storms. He's bringing the earthquakes. You understand? He's bringing the floods. He's showing you, listen, it's going down. Remember, just like in the days of Noah, when Noah was building the ark, while he was building that ark, he was preaching to the people, repent, right? When that flood came, and they saw that the rain wasn't this natural, this normal rain. And when the Most High shut that door, Noah couldn't open that door for the people, even if he wanted to, because the Most High shut that door. You have a limited time to get your ass together and get your house in order. Because once the Most High shut that door, that's it.
Yep.
So get your ass in shape now. Stop the foolishness. And forgive my language, but I'm a little passionate and I'm tired of foolishness. I'm tired of the stuff that's happening and y'all everybody walking around, oh, nothing to see here. All things remain
Exactly.
the same since the fathers fell asleep. Are you crazy?
Exactly.
He's warning us. You should be glad the Most High is showing us stuff instead of just boom, it's over. So anyway, love you, brother. Keep up the good work. You know I'm always in your corner. And listen, I want to say this for the record. Just because I go on another platform and support other people don't mean I'm against nobody. I'm for all Israel. All of us doing the right thing and getting our act together. That's it. That's all you ever going to hear from me is unity coming from my mouth. And that's loving on each other and supporting each other. That's it. When I come on, it's going to be the same thing. And you ain't going to hear nothing different from me. All right. Love you. Bless you. I'm gone.
Love you, Brother Eric. Thanks for coming on.
Yes, morning. It's nice to catch you on the morning live. I'm usually at school. But God is good. So I'm listening. And of course, my heart is where your heart is. I believe precisely what you believe. Because if it were not so, you would not have said tell them to come home. People have their hands stuck in a cookie jar. Nobody wants to let go of what it is they believe they have earned. And people are going to it. I listened to you give the analogy of the burning building, the burning house. And that was precisely what came to my mind. And I'm saying, look, Yakuba, listen to me. I hear what I say. But as I believe, there's one Holy Ghost, one Holy Spirit. Therefore, if he's in me and he's in you, then he's telling us the same thing because he will not contradict himself. People need to learn and listen. You cannot wait until the disaster comes for you to go. If you know your dash stone behind you, as we would say, if you throw stick behind your stone behind you, have forgotten where you have come from, it is the time now for you to reconnect with your people because you need an option. America will not be good anymore. That is the precise word. That place, it is time to come out of that place. Close what we close and come home. Lock what we lock and come home to your own home. You say, leave everything and come home to your own home. No, you cannot wait until the disaster hits you. You will not be able to leave. I have a cousin and I talk to her and she in a God as she would say. And she had tell me, oh, she see war coming and the sky was black because she get dreams, you know, and they know what they walk, see me how they walk. Anything which she said that I come. She said she see the sky dark and this things that drop out of the sky and she know it's a war. She get this direct dream, you know. But she saw that she was at a fence and something was covering over her. So I said then she believed that that is a hedge of protection. So I said that is so. So I said, what happened after the war? What is going to happen? Are you going to wait until the war comes and you're stuck or you cannot go? I can't tell everybody when to move. I'm not desiring to do that. I'm encouraging you. If you don't think that you have a way out, lean into God and ask Him. Make a way for me. I desire to move as you say. Make a way for me. Ask Him with all of your heart. Desire to not suffer the judgments. If He tell you to move where you wait on, desire to go because that place will not be good anymore. Scripture already tell you, and if I tell people to tell you, say something come and you believe in God that He is. You feel open your ears and listen and make your heart and your ears work together because you know say God is not a man that He should lie. And if He says something is coming, it a come. It's not if, it's when. And if He says go, He doesn't want you to be there when it gets there. Follow the rhythm and take with yourself. Leave it the place before it is too late. I want to ask you something, Jacob, on a different note. These people, we know they are around the world, but they seem to be having agreements over the years. And I'm wondering to myself, because we know that the devil was thrown out, and then there was war in heaven, and they were thrown out. And we know that some of the angels left their first estate. So I'm wondering if it is that they are the ones having the treaty, because I'm sure the show is not for us. And I'm wondering why they have these things happening on the world stage, that they ratify different treaties and so on. If it is that they have to be making the agreement each time so that they don't go to all-out war. So I'm wondering what you think, if that is the case. The fallen angels and the devil, they're not really fully agreeing. So they are in different parts of the world, ruling different areas. So this might be why these wars take place. And then when they decide to agree not to war, I'm just wondering.
Yeah, so a lot of the wars on the earth is a reflection of the wars in heaven, in my opinion. So yeah, I think when you see things happening in these treaties and alliances and these, deletions, it's an alignment to what's happening in the heavenlies. So, all right. Okay, thank you, Sister Stacy. All right, Brother Don, how's it going?
Oh man, this is crazy. I want to say salama to you and to the chat. It's time to go, man. I'm looking at my plans. My nephew's leaving at 5 o'clock. He and his family, they're on their way to Nairobi. I'm supposed to be leaving on the 25th of October with a return ticket, but I'm not so sure about that return, and I'm not so sure about leaving in October. I'm looking at packing up this place and talking to my freight guy and getting this stuff shipped. And yeah, man, this is crazy. And not only I have to deal with these fools, I got this ring of fire I got to deal with.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, come on. I mean, ain't but 3 black people in San Francisco, so it won't take much time to get rid of us. This is bad, man. This is bad. And that I put 9/11 in the chat when you talked about those levees. These beings who are they're not Adamic, as Yexer says, so no, they can't be saved. They have nothing but evil in their heart, and it's like when the Most High woke us up, the picture became really clear. And so I just, I was talking to this woman because I just got to share everywhere I go. It's as I'm led. So if it's a melanated person, a black person, as we would say, but since they don't consider Africans black, whatever. It turned out this woman's from Kenya. She's getting your book because the Most High gave me the opportunity to travel in a different form, shall we say. So it allows me to have more time to read. So I'm almost like 3/4 of the way done with your book, but it allows me to also testify, to do the work. See, the Bazaar is the good news. The good news is that we're saved from these crazy demons. And that's what we're supposed to be about right now. He said, look at the fields. The fields are white. They're ripe for the harvest, but the workers are few. And I could tell my nephew, there are fewer of us who are awake than you think. So we got to get to work. We got to get to work while we can work before night comes. And you know what's going on in the Sahel? It looks like what he was saying, and it was like, wow, how Dan would cause the rider of the horse to fall back. And we know that those who ride on horses are rulers and kings. They're destroying France. Absolutely destroying France. And as a ripple effect, Europe. So anyway, just a lot to think about, man. I pray we escape the famine. I pray we escape the sword. I pray we escape the things that are coming up on this earth, and I'll land there.
All right. Thanks for coming on, Brother Don. Brother Justin.
What's going on, Brother Jacob? How you doing?
I'm doing okay. How do I sound? Do I still sound choppy or better?
On the YouTube side, you sound choppy, but in here you sound fine. So I don't know what's going on with that. In my experience, you could have a tab opening your background, interrupting your mic some kind of way. I don't know. It could be anything.
I closed down. Yeah, but go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to ask a few questions and then kind of give my perspective on things, the shape of things right now. My first question was, have you had an opportunity personally to travel to any of the places that you're thinking that you might want to end up landing to get out of here?
No, I mean, for me, my biggest goal was to set up a means for me to survive and my family on the continent. So I've been working on that behind the scenes for 5 years, and so we'll see what happens. But as far as I figure when it's time for me to go, I got a few places I'm picking. 1, 2, 3. My top 3, and after that. It depends on the circumstances, right? Whatever available, who's opened the doors, who got free visa. I don't have to worry about renewing visas or paying thousands of dollars to renew, my residency. I don't want none of that, right? So it's those type of things that, and here's the deal. I like Ibrahim, but I'm not going to Burkina Faso, right? I mean, you'll never say never because we all might be forced, right? But the reason why I don't want to go there is because it's too hot for me, right? I don't like the heat.
Oh man, ain't you from New Orleans, man? We from the same place.
Like I said, and I'm living in Dallas.
Texas. I'm living too. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, we right around the way from each other, bro.
Look.
Yeah.
I might have grown up in the heat, but I don't want to live in the heat. If I got a choice,
No, I understand. My wife and I, and my brother and his wife, and possibly a few other friend couples, we planning a trip to Johannesburg, South Africa, next year. Assume everything stays relatively close to how it is now. I feel like I need to scout out some places before I bring my whole family over, and children that I have by then. So Johannesburg is one place I'm looking at Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Ethiopia is on my list. And this country, I keep Namibia, I think it's like on the. I heard that we can get free visas there too, and like they're encouraging us to come over there and buy land and things like that, and help them build infrastructure, invest in the infrastructure, I should say, things like that. So I got a few places I'm looking at. I just need time to get a chance to go and see them and experience them before I bring my children over there and stuff like that. But man, I've been paying attention more now than I've ever been in my entire life to what's going on in the world, and that's of course due to the awakening and realizing that a lot of stuff I learned in Christianity was false, or it was ideas based on not understanding who the Bible was speaking about. And few things so this is my main question. I want to know if you have a specific, what gives you the idea that Donald Trump might be the Antichrist? Because I can't see it. I see him being a curse, a judgment on this nation and on the nations around the world, but not necessarily that figure. Because if I recall correctly, the Bible says the Antichrist is going to pretty much be loved throughout the world. He's going to conquer the world with peace. And I don't see Trump having a personality or the means to do that. So I was wondering, because I don't know everything, so I'm just trying to find out what you know. If you have a video, I'll just watch the video too. But yeah.
Yes. So for me, I'm not saying he is the Antichrist. I don't know. I'm just saying he got
Okay.
a lot of the attributes of the Antichrist, right? Because there's the leader. It depends on what prophetic text you're reading. So like in Jeremiah 50:51, we see the leader of Babylon. He's gonna get that word that he's being invaded, and he's gonna have fear. That could be him too, right? It may not be the Antichrist. And I'm not fully convinced that Antichrist may not even just be a system and not a person, or the Antichrist still could be Xi Jinping, right? I don't know. I mean, I could see the scenario where, after America falls, the BRICS nations and everyone give their power to the beast, right? Which would, in my opinion, the next in line would be China, right? Because they the next biggest military and the next biggest economy. So theoretically, they might, and they sort of been sort of neutral when it comes to Africa in terms of, trying to impose themselves. So I mean, even Xi Jinping, because Kai Xi stigma, Xi, that's his name. Mark his name, number of his name. Xi is his name. So it could be him.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I know at minimum, Trump is an antichrist figure, and then you got the typology of what's the king of Tyre, which is Satan, and how he was a rich man, and he was synonymous with Satan, and the Bible goes through the whole thing about he wanted to exalt his throne above the throne of Yah. And so we see Trump as well being arrogant, right? He thinks he's a king. He thinks he rules the world. I'm like, so there's a lot of stuff that, he could fit, but I just don't see anybody giving any power to him because nobody really likes him, right? So, but I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I always thought not always, I recently came to the knowledge the Antichrist most likely is going to come from something to do with Islam, because a lot of things about that religion fits what the Antichrist can and would do. Have permission to conquer the world by the sword, have permission to lie to get his means across, the means bringing you to quote unquote Allah, but Muslims are allowed to lie and deceive. And also,
but let me tell you why I disagree with that, because one, that's the Christian idea that the Antichrist is a Muslim. Whereas the move for the New World Order globalization is by them folks in the Middle East. You know what I'm saying? Rev 2939. And they're also called the synagogue of Satan, which is like the church of Satan. So therefore, they are the ones pursuing and promoting, because what does a church do? They promote the, whoever they follow. So, Rev 2939 are the ones trying to promote the world government. They also the one trying to promote AI, and they're trying to promote transhumanism, right? They're also the ones who have the LGBTQ stuff, right? So I think it's more likely that he's one of them, because they're also trying to build this fake temple in a fake land, right? So everything
they actually got the red heifer and everything.
Yeah, so I would put my money on them more than the Muslims.
Okay. All right. And I'm not trying to go too much more of your time. I'm about to actually head out here in a second. But what I was gonna say is I guess it's more to your audience than you, because I'm a part of your audience. And sometimes I just feel like things need to be said. We don't really have too much time to be too skeptical about everything. If you're going to disbelieve something, pick something to disbelieve, but don't disbelieve everything blanketly. Because I know for a fact that there are people who refuse to invest in crypto. I know for a fact refusing to just adhere to pretty much too many different things. And some people's minds need to open up, need to broaden their horizons, because I know for I want to say for a fact, because I feel like the Most High put this in my spirit, like I received the download. It's the strangest thing, but I know for a fact that XRP is going to be the world currency, and it's going to be the currency of the beast system. But also, there's going to be a time period before it's attached to the mark where we're going to be able to take advantage of that, and it's going to allow us to have resources pretty much out of from nothing to something, resources where we can maneuver ourselves in a place of general safety. You see what I'm saying? So it's going to be a time period before that switchover happens, where that crypto is going to go up crazy, do crazy numbers and things like that. We'll be able to take advantage of that. So you can't afford to be skeptical about this and about that. Like, you have to choose something to put your to put an idea behind, because if you don't do anything, you're going to be like the servant who received the one gift and buried it, and you're going to end up with nothing and cast out into darkness. And you don't want to be that. You don't want to be in that situation, because you have to kind of go with what the brother was saying. Like, do what you can. Like, you have to do something. You can't just do nothing. You have to do something. Your faith is most carried out by what you do with your feet and with your hands. You can't have lip service faith. You can't have mental gymnastics faith. You can't have faith like that. You have to do something with your feet and with your hands. You have to move something. You have to do something. You have to pick up something, put it down. You have to do something. You can't just sit here and twiddle your thumbs and quote unquote wait on the Most High, when He's most likely waiting on you. Like, in every walk of life I've seen, like, when the Most High blessed somebody, it's because they got up and went. Abraham could not get blessed if he did not get up and go. Jacob could not get blessed if he didn't get up and go. So on and so forth. Just read your scripture and see that action and motion is how you receive the favor of the Most High. But yeah, Brother Yacoba, thank you for letting me pick your brain on some of those topics. But I gotta head out. I got a few things I gotta do today. But I just hope that what I said was heard by somebody. I know there's somebody who's sitting on their thumb, and sitting on their thumb, sitting on their hands, and not doing anything, waiting. When you need to wait in motion, you need to have activity while you wait, and you need to be putting your eggs in several baskets. The Bible says, and this is actually why I started trading crypto. The Bible says to invest in foreign currencies, because you never know what's going to happen. I believe that's. I want to say in Ecclesiastes. Somebody correct me on that. But yeah, you have to put your eggs in multiple baskets, and until the right path is completely revealed.
All right. Thank you for coming on, Brother Justin. Hopefully we see each other in the wilderness soon.
Yes, sir. By the way, I live in Grand Prairie, so if you ever got a situation where you trying to link up with some people, just a fellowship or whatever the case is, I'm down.
Okay. All right. Great.
All right, brother.
All right. See you. All right, fam. So I would say this, and I don't know if there's going to be a solution in the end. Maybe what's happening with the choppiness is just YouTube. So maybe Rumble is okay. Right. So, I would say go check out Rumble and see if the Rumble, is streaming okay. Because as Brother Justin said, inside StreamYard, I sound good. Right. And he sounds good. So it could just be YouTube doing it. And maybe it's not me per se. Right. Maybe it's the YouTube connection. I don't know. But maybe Rumble's okay. So check it out. Hopefully it's not staticky over there at Rumble, and you can listen to the whole show again. All right. Let's see. It says Rumble was choppy a little too. Okay. All right. Well, I don't know what to do about that. I'll try to figure it out on my end. So family, if y'all want to support this ministry, you can by becoming a Patreon member. You can also give Cash App, $TOTW7101. You can also go to tailministry.com, click on the donations tab and see other ways to support the ministry. like I say, fam, interesting times. Can't tell you how much time left. It don't look good. That's all I can tell you. It really don't look good. But hey, I mean, I'm not scared, right? I have faith, right? Because here's the thing. I'm not surprised on what's happening. And my expectation is that mercy and grace abides, right? And that if the Most High want me to survive this thing, then I will. If he don't want me to survive this thing, then I won't, because it's already preordained, right? Because he knows the end from the beginning. So we just got to walk in faith and trust him, because that's what faith is, trusting in the Most High, believe in his word, and trust that he's going to deliver us, as he said. But if he don't, I'm not bowing the knee to bow, all right? So love y'all, family, peace and blessings, Israel. Your captivity is...
Well, family, the wait is over. The moment has arrived where truth emerges triumphant from the shadows of history. The true Jerusalem, the lost kingdoms of the Israelites, the groundbreaking work by me, Jacoby Vale, a journey into the past that reshapes the future. I cut through centuries of misconceptions with piercing clarity. This book delivers a compelling case packed with evidence that commands attention and gonna get some respect. Come with me for a second, family, and discover how these thrilling civilizations flourished, protected by towering highlands and engineering. Some have asked, where is Jerusalem? Is it the land in the Middle East? I say no. It is in the highlands of Ethiopia. With hours of groundbreaking research, this book brings in a new revelation, and it will transform your understanding of the ancient world. It's going to remove from your mind the conditioning by the Romans of what has really happened to our past. Come with me, family, to the Ethiopian highlands and find out why this is our land. Why things have been hidden and obfuscated for centuries. We are royalty, children of the Most High. Expect us to have dried up dirt in the Middle East, or land flowing with rivers, a land full of beautiful animals flowing with milk and honey. Don't miss out on this monumental unveiling. Grab your copy today and stand on the side of truth. www.tailministries.com to purchase your book and join Jacoby Vale's teachings on Tail Ministries. Family, your journey to a hidden history has now begun. So family, get your copy of True Jerusalem, the Lost Kingdoms of the Israelites today. Journey into the heart of Africa, where history and legend converge to reveal the forgotten kingdoms of the Israelites and the true location